Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the language of big business. Today we're diving into a report from Targa Resources. And trust me, it's not just about gas and oil, it's about owing a lot of money. We'll see what debts they loaded up on and what it means. First, before we begin, if you find value in these deep dives into the world of corporate finance, do make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, there's a Discord community linked in the description. Feel free to join us down there. The main takeaway, Targa Resources just took on $1.5 billion in new debt to pay off some old bills and maybe invest in the future. So on one certain day in June, Targa Resources finalized a deal to sell a whole lot of new bonds. These are essentially IOUs the company sells to investors. They sold two types. One set totaling $750 million comes due or needs to be paid back in 23. Be responsible. This whole process is managed by a set of legal documents, primarily an agreement called an indenture with US Bank Trust Company, who acts as the trustee. Think of them as the middleman, making sure Targa keeps its promises to the bondholders. If you're super interested, there's a copy of this agreement filed publicly. What's Targa planning to do with all this freshly borrowed money? They plan to pay off some older debt, specifically some notes coming due in 2027. The rest is supposedly for general corporate purposes. That could mean lots of things: reinvesting in the business, paying down other loans, buying back stock, or even squirreling away some cash. It is important to remember that they could be doing a cocktail of a bunch of those things. All this new debt was sold under something called a shelf registration. Basically, Targa already told the SEC, the government agency that oversees companies, that they might sell more securities. Eventually, they just needed to file some extra paperwork before doing it. There is more legal mumbo jumbo, but this is the gist of it. If you wanted to dig into the details of these new debts and the fine print that backs them, you can look at some documents that were filed that are referenced by the description of debt securities and description of the notes. There's a mention that US Bank Corp Investments, which helped sell these bonds, is connected to the trustee. This is pretty standard practice. Banks are often involved on multiple sides of these deals. This section is just a formality, acknowledging that taking on $1.5 billion in debt creates a direct financial obligation. Shocker. It reiterates details we already covered. Now let's step back and look at this from a broader perspective. Targa is in the business of gathering, processing, and transporting natural gas and natural gas liquids mainly. Think pipelines and processing plants. It is a business that demands a lot of capital. This is why they need to borrow money often to keep it going. Is it a good or bad thing that they are taking on the debt? That depends on their performance and how they allocate their cash. But let's take a look at the documents. Alright, that's our breakdown of Targa's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.